Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boylon here, and today I want to introduce you all to a brand new game that's on the horizon to both mobile and PC, and that's Zenless Zone Zero. Now, this game is developed by Hoyoverse, which some of you may know are the creators behind Genshin Impact and the incredibly successful Honkai Star Rail, which was released earlier this year. Zenless is an action RPG style of game, though, and let me tell you, this game is absolutely beautiful. Graphically, it's incredibly impressive, both with its cutscenes and even in regular gameplay. Their voice acting for the various characters is also top notch. I've played other Hoyoverse titles, and they definitely don't skimp out when it comes to these parts of the games, because it really adds to the immersion having these elements to such high quality. Now, as far as the story goes, this game also has a pretty in-depth one for those of you who do enjoy that aspect of the game. And to give you a brief rundown, the game is set in New Eridu, the last urban civilization to survive the apocalypse, and you take on the role of a proxy, which is a special professional who guides people in their exploration of hollows, which are separate dimensions where monsters called ethereals roam. Okay. And we take control of other agents or heroes, in exploration of these hollows for riches and, well, of course, furthering the game's story. And when you first start off the game, you do get to decide which of the two proxies that you want to play. They are siblings, and as far as I know, this doesn't change the game at all. It's more of a flavor thing, so feel free to choose whoever you want. And before we get too much into the game, I actually just want to kind of point out that Zenless Zone Zero's loading screen is like one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. Like, I don't know if you can take a look at this right now, but it's got this like old retro TV in the background, and you're basically seeing like commercials or Asian commercials, and it's really it's honestly really cool. I haven't seen a loading screen like this, and actually it's this alone is kind of enjoyable as well, which is really cool. So just wanted to point this out before we get too much further into the game itself. And just like any other sort of mobile game or gacha style game, that Zenless Zone Zero as well does have a pulling or summon mechanics, which they use these encrypted tapes. So there's encrypted master tapes. There's two different banners on the game right now. Like, I'm new to this game, so for the purposes of this, we're going to be using the regular pull. So you can see here on the screen here that there's three special characters. Here looks like Ellen, one of the S class agents here that are available. If you click on the details, actually, we're behind my box here, and it pulls up basically what you'll get. So a 50% chance of getting the S rank character Ellen, and then there's two other A rank characters, Corin and Ben the Bear there. And it tells you down here at the bottom, again, my square's blocking it a little bit, but it does say that if you pull 10 times, that you will be guaranteed to get an A rank or higher character. But to get the S rank character, you have to pull up to 90 times for that guarantee. So that's just a little bit behind my cam box here. And then for the general pulling, they have what's called the star-studded cast. And then they have a very special one. Again, my box is blocking the way a little bit here. But it says that if you pull 5 times, that you can actually get 20% off of 10 signal searches, limit 5. So as you notice here, I guess this is 5 total times. So I'm getting 8 pulls for the cost of, I'm getting 10 pulls for the cost of 8, I believe here. And then a guaranteed S rank agent at 50 pulls. Again, that's sort of here, it's sort of behind the box here. And then every 10 pulls, I get an A rank, and then every 90 guaranteed for an S. So again, for the purposes of this video, we are just going to be using the standard pull. So we're going to see what happens when we do this. So let's see what we get. We have about 20 or so pulls. I think we have some premium currency that we could use for additional pulling as well. So let's take a look at this. Get any good characters here for our first gameplay video here. Guess I have to play. Bagboo, B rank. Okay, let's carry on. Bang. Oh, sorry. Was it Bang? Was it Bangboo all the time? Different versions of these. Now, I don't really know entirely what this means at all. Just want to kind of explore a boo different versions of these characters. So I don't know like who are actual characters and what we get when it comes to actually pulling these things. We might get like items that you get to equip with your characters. Paper Boo, A rank. Are these actual agents that we get to use in the game? Sumo Boo, Bang Boo, Explora Boo, B rank. We got another one. And so click on agents. Okay, so we got this guy. He's new. All right, this is a new agent, so we can go to his base stats. This is Ben Bigger, the bear from Bellabog Heavy Industries. We can upgrade him a little bit here. And in terms of the, I think it's a lot of equipment stuff that we got. Yeah, so a lot of those things that we ended up pulling weren't actual characters. They were sort of upgrades to kind of the existing characters. You can equip these cores, which just kind of improve your base stats, things like that, with a variety of different kind of rarity. And as far as the bang boos, I'm not really sure what that does as of yet. I think I need to play a little bit more to kind of figure that out. But hopefully we'll actually figure that out as we go along. I'm going to, let's equip one of these, increases defense when attacked. Sure, why not? And we'll equip that one just now for this character. So that's pretty cool. And I'll probably use him. You know, why not? He's another A rank character. There is a handful of different characters, though, in the game, as you can see. So these are all the other different characters that are in game. I think some of these ones may have been the one on the banners, this one here at least, that I remember. And so, again, the game is in its early stages. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 characters that seem to exist in the game right now so far. So that's not too bad. And hopefully we'll get some more gameplay in here with the bear and see what's going on. As far as, you know, what I pulled from the other stuff, I'm not entirely sure what that is yet. So maybe we'll figure that out as we go further on. So what else are you doing in Zenless Zone Zero if you're not just doing this story content? Well, there's actually a very interesting free roam system here where you can actually just go around the town. You can talk to a variety of different people. There's different sort of NPCs that you can interact with. And I think this is really interesting. I don't know if it's going to have eventually like some sort of like a sim sort of feature where you can like have relationships with different characters, but it's really interesting to be able to explore. And if you've ever played other Hoyoverse titles, that this is a pretty big thing in their games as well. One thing that I do want to point out while we're here, though, is this arcade system that the game has. And you can play a bunch of mini games in this for rewards or just for fun, both. They have arcade games that you can play for various events, one which is ongoing right now, or there's just regular arcade mode. And you can play a few games right now. There might be more. It's probably going to expand, most likely. One called Snake Duel, which is basically like Centipede. I mean, I haven't played retro games in a while. And then Soul Hounds, which is almost like a Tetris game, but you're kind of just burrowing down. And I'll give you an example of this one. I'm not so great at a Snake Duel. Like, you probably know what I mean. I probably butchered this already, but I wanted to say it was Centipedes, but you know, it's this worm game, right? Where you just like, you go and you grab the item and your worm gets longer and you get points. And depending on how long you last and how many points you get, you know, you get a variety of different rewards in the form of premium currency in this game and other things. So this is just an example that I wanted to show you guys and I can block off. Really cool that they've kind of implemented this into a game. I've never seen a mobile game that kind of has mini games like this within a game, but like kind of replicating real games in a sense in this. So it's pretty cool. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to crash myself here, I guess, there, and just kind of show you. So that's just one game there. Again, really, really cool. And you get your results, your points results, and you can actually use it to get achievements down here at the bottom. So if you play this a lot, you get premium currency. So film is premium currency in this game. And there's all sorts of different achievements that you can get related to the different games. And the other one, which is Soul Hounds, will just show you this really quick, because honestly, I thought this was really cool too. Because me explaining to you is not really gonna... And oh right, I have to use my keyboard for this. So J, and I kind of just like go down. I have like, I guess it's like a vacuum cleaner. And I have to just kind of like go through this. Oh god. And I like constantly fall, have to pick up stuff along the way. And it honestly gets really fast paced later on. Things just, I don't know what's going on sometimes. And I'm having to basically get as low as I can before getting my character killed. So it's wild. Like, it's a combination of like, there I'd see. And you do this a bunch of times. So you eventually die. So I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. But it's just a really cool different thing that they've kind of flavor that they've added into the game. Every so often, again, they have like event games that pop up here in the events window. I guess there's some sort of a group hunt. So ways that you can get extra currency, extra in-game rewards XP modules, things that improve your characters, level up things like that as well. So very, very, very cool, and really, I've never seen anything like that. So that's pretty cool. I just wanted to share this with you guys before we jump into some more gameplay. All right, and I'm going to take you guys through some extra gameplay footage here. Well, I'm actually playing this. I don't know why I said gameplay footage. But the Hollow Deep Dive system. So this is where you're going to go to do all of your main story missions, your side missions as well. So for the purposes of this, we're going to do a little bit of a side mission here. All right, so we're going to take a look at this side commission here. They have this really cool sort of mini game approach, I guess, to their missions, where you get to go through this puzzle kind of on the screens here. You get to go through each of them, and you can see like my bang view down here, and I get to kind of explore through the monitors, and different things happen. So I got pushed all the way to the end, but there's like I can't get there. So there's some rewards there that eventually we can hopefully get to. It's honestly, there we go. I got some money. Oh, I see. Okay, so there was like a push pad up there that can get me to the money over there. And there's usually about 2 to 3 encounters or battles per each of these side missions usually. There's different things, there's puzzles, there's battles, there's some thinking involved as well. I guess that's part of puzzles, but it's a pretty interesting game in terms of how they do their levels, because it's not as predictable, I suppose you could say, as some other games. But of course there is the battle, which is the main draw to the game. So we're going to do this with some of the newer characters that I picked up from previous polls. This one's a new level, so I haven't done this yet. Okay, so I have to push enemies out of the ring. And the gameplay in this is honestly, it's pretty high octane. Like, if this is something that's really enjoyable to you, then this is the game for you. Some people don't really enjoy action all the time, but it is like, as far as action games go, like there's a lot in this, and of course, with games like this, there is a skill element of this as well. Not just your character stats, of course, but like being able to dodge, dodging at the right time. Not going to say that I'm an expert in these types of games, but just, as an example. And the graphics and the animations are really fluid. So that's something that I can definitely appreciate, is that as far as, what you're seeing on screen, it's pretty wild. That's really all I can say, is that it's pretty stellar. And, I don't expect anything less from Hoyoverse, because they've really put a lot of effort into this kind of stuff. Did we beat the mission already? It's loading up on the top right. Looks like there's another one. You really need to kind of, like I said, there is that skill element as well. So, I have my switching. Yeah, I can switch my characters almost like whenever I want. And, I have my special abilities. It's kind of crazy, actually. So there we are. That was the first battle, of course. And there is... I want those coins. There we go. Okay, so I got that. What did that get me? Premium currency. So those are premium currencies as you're going through the track. I have to go all the way back around. Up, over, and down. So again, you go through like these different layers sometimes, even like on longer levels. So I really enjoyed this part of the game. I think it's really cool. It's really interactive, and something I've never seen in other games. This is just a lot of things that they're doing in this game is, for a mobile title, honestly, like, yes, I'm playing this on the PC, and for an action game, I would probably say that if you have a PC available to you, that I probably would. But it doesn't mean that you can't play on mobile if you have some time at home. I'm not sure if this is necessarily a game that I would play on the bus or something like this, at least for me, because it's a little bit more engaging, and I feel like I would need a little bit more time to kind of dedicate to this. But nonetheless, it's something that I can't even beat this puzzle, apparently. Need to go over here. So, there's a lot of in-depth to this, and I think it's really awesome, honestly. And so that's just a little piece of Zenless Zone Zero. So, as far as what's in the game right now, keep in mind that this is closed beta test 2. So the game is not out for global launch yet. It's probably won't be out until sometime into 2024. So keep an eye out for that. But so far, the game has a really compelling, and if you're really huge into story, the main story quest is very great. The story is really interesting. So if that's something that interests you, also the combat, right? Like you've seen it in the video here today. That it has super high octane combat, very fast paced, but it's very in depth as well. So if you're into this, you have 3 characters per party and lots of different team members that you can summon and recruit, that you can kind of mix and match the characters that kind of suit the kind of characters that you like to play. Also, the hollow deep dive system with the TV screens that you saw there on the board, honestly, really interesting. I've never seen a mechanic like that in any other game. And the urban, exploration with the city, with the arcade, and all of the mini games that you can do in this game. There's so much to see so far, and I'm really interested to see what kind of comes out from Zenless Zone Zero in the future, as well as we kind of go into the future of global launch, and what they might do between now and then. So far, what I've seen is pretty impressive. Again, I've played other Hoyoverse titles, including Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, and especially Honkai Star Rail, because that's definitely a genre up my alley with the turn-based RPG. And we're not here to talk about that, but I can definitely, it's safe to say that with Hoyoverse behind this game, that there's definitely, if action RPG is something up your alley, then I think that there's going to be a lot coming with this game in the near future. So just want to do a little bit of a first impressions. So far, it's pretty good. I'd love to see more and what they end up doing, but I'm pretty impressed so far. So, if I had to give them a ranking, I'd probably give them a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 right now, which is pretty good, honestly. I just want to see more in terms of what kind of additional gameplay features they might have down the line. So that's going to be the end of this video, everyone. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boylon signing out.